What is up, you guys? My name is RVZ and welcome back to Book of Shadows. Now we got another chapter. We got the encounter that we're gonna start. I have no idea what this encounter is about, but we're about to find out. And it's probably gonna be bad. Everyone's gonna die. No big deal. Let's see. Tenji 5? Huh? Is that 23 or 33? Mr. Yamazaki's handwriting is atrocious. Well, this really wasn't my day. I knocked over my alarm clock this morning, and of course, it stopped working. The very last pork sandwich sold out right before my eyes during lunch, and I was roped into a favor when I happened upon my homeroom teacher, Mr. Yamazaki, long after the school day had ended. So now, like it or not, I was on my way to deliver some notes to Miss Yui, our homeroom TA, who was out sick with a cold. I'll have to make sure I apologize to Yuka later. I know how disappointed she might be that I'm missing our shopping date. Tenshin 523 number 11. Found it. Oh. As long as this doesn't actually read the 633 number 77 anyway. I stopped and compared the memo in my hand with the apartment building in front of me. It was 2 stories tall and looked a little on the shabby side. Probably about 20 years old. It didn't seem very solid, nor was it particularly stylish or chic. It was a completely unremarkable structure in every way. Apartment 207? Or is that 201? I was really getting fed up with this handwriting. And from a teacher, no less. In any case, it seemed certain the apartment was on the 2nd floor. So I trudged up on the startlingly narrow, steep stairs. The metal staircase was truly blotched with patches of rust. Why would someone live in such a run-down apartment building? Are teachers' salaries really that low? I felt a little sorry for her, but in a way, this place kind of fit her personality. With that thought in mind, I turned my attention toward apartment 201. Here we are, 201. Yeah, this doesn't look like Miss Yui's place. The door plate from the room nearest to the stairs had a name I didn't recognize scribbled on it. I guess that means we tried the door number 2. Passing room 201, I continued down the narrow walkway toward the end. Wandering alone around an apartment building I'd never been to before made me feel kind of nervous. It wasn't like I was doing anything wrong, but my back still tensed up as I maneuvered around the piled up strollers, plastic toys, and bundles of newspapers. And then finally I arrived at the last door. Bingo! This was it. I breathed a sigh of relief. The door plate for apartment 207 read Shishido. For an adult's handwriting especially, the letters were rounded and overly cutesy. This was Miss Yui's place, alright? What's this? I leaned in to read something written in a small script on the corner of the door plate. Beware of cat? Shouldn't that beware of dog? That's Miss Yui for you. So how exactly does one beware a house cat? Is it even possible for a house cat to be threatening? At any rate, I'd confirmed beyond the shadow of a doubt that this was Miss Yui's place, so my errand was nearing its end. What was Miss Yamazaki thinking anyway? I understand taking handouts to see classmates, but delivering class notes to the home of an absent teacher? That just seems weird. This wasn't something a student should be doing. It said he was busy with meetings though, and really needed one of his students to help him out. But Was it really okay to entrust a school student with confidential class notes? Maybe not, I don't know, this is crazy, man. Wouldn't it be kind of a problem if I were to read this? My mind kept drifting from one question to another, and I had become acutely aware of the inherent value in these notes I held in my bag. But tempting as it was, I just couldn't bring myself to look at them. Mr. Yamazaki put his faith in me, after all. And I was stronger than that. I couldn't let this get the best of me. At any rate, I was here. I should have just been able to drop off the notes and be on my way. Putting all my doubts and misgivings aside, I rang the doorbell. And then I waited, and waited, and waited some more. But there was no answer. Huh? It did ring, didn't it?
Yui-sensei!
Miss Yui, are you home? I rang the bell again and also tried calling out. But there was still no response. What should I do? Maybe she's sleeping. I don't want to wake her, but I'm a little concerned. When we'd heard that Miss Yui was staying home sick today, we were all pretty disappointed. That's why part of me was actually a little happy that I was asked to run this over to her. I figured I'd be able to check in, see how she was doing, and let everyone at school know that she was feeling better. Never occurred to me that I might not have been able to see her though.
Yui-sensei!
Miss Yui!
Yui-sensei!
Miss Yui! Nothing. Miss Yui?
Yui-sensei!
Hello?
すみません.
She was probably sleeping, or out at the doctor or something, but what if she were hurt? I tried opening the mail slot and peeking in. I thought maybe I could get a glimpse of the room inside.
Yui-sensei.
Miss Yui? It felt kind of wrong peeking into someone's house without their permission. But I was legitimately worried about Miss Yui's health, so my conscience was clear on this one. Oh, of course it's the cat, goddamn cat, what the fuck? Oh, the cat. A well-groomed cat was facing the door and staring back at me. With its head tilted slightly to the side, it let out an adorable meow. This must be the cat I was instructed to beware. And since Miss Yui was always going on and on about her little buddy, I was pretty sure I remembered his name. You're Moret, right? Oh no, it's Monet, I think. Yeah, Monet. What a pretty kitty you are, Monet. Miss Yui talked about her cat a lot in the class, so pretty much the whole school had heard of him. She even had some tins of cat food hidden on a shelf in the classroom, probably because she'd bought too much and had no room for them in her apartment. Her kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. Monet. Is Miss Yui home? If she's home, would you mind waking her up for me? That's a good kitty. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. My shoulders sank. I felt defeated. What the hell was I doing? I closed the mail slot and stood back up. Damn. I sure hope Miss Yui is alright. She's probably just out right now or something. Which would mean the door's locked, I'm sure. Lost in the speculation, I placed my hand on the doorknob. And with a quick twist, I turned it and pushed on the door, opening it easily. Oh, yeah? What? Why is it open? What? It wasn't locked? What? Crap, that's not good. I can't let Monet get out. Hey, your master is pretty careless, huh? Leaving the door unlocked like that. Monet whiskers twitched as I called out to him from the entranceway. What's that, you say? The poor is? You and I are on the same page, Monet. Okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but okay. Here I was talking to the cat. Was this what I'd become? What should I do? I was feeling pretty uneasy. Not only had I peeped into someone's home, I'd walked in without a second thought. Moreover, this was where Miss Yui lived, alone. In other words, a woman's apartment. Ooh. No matter how many times I reminded myself that I was here on an errand, I couldn't help feeling that I had not only crossed the line, but leaped over it.
Yui sensei.
Miss Yui? I tried calling her name one last time, but as expected, there was no answer. So what now? I was trying hard to avoid being too nosy, but my eyes inevitably began surveying the room. The apartment entrance led out immediately into the kitchen, and beyond there was a sliding door to some other room. I could see light through the gaps. I strained my ears, but there was nothing to hear. No signs of life whatsoever. Monsieur really must have been out. One more time. I tried calling out her one more time, just to put my concerns at ease. I felt like I'd seem even more suspicious if I stayed silent.
Yui sensei.
Miss Yui, it's Mochida.
Desu.
Still nothing. Maybe she was asleep on the other side of that door. Let's just have a little look. Let's see. Then, wait. Shaking my head furiously, I cast out that sudden impulse. That was a terrible idea, pure and simple. Entering the apartment unannounced was bad enough, but walking all the way in, opening that sliding door and peeking inside, that was just too much. Man, if Miss Yui happened to come home and find me staying here, I'd be in pretty hot water. No, scratch that. I'd be in plentiful Dale's scalding water. Monet meowed, as if in agreement. Panicking, I once again surveyed the surroundings. I almost felt like there were eyes on me, staring with disdain. But of course nobody was there. What the fuck was that sound? What the hell? Oh, right. I could just leave a note. Wondering why I didn't think of this sooner. I dug into my bag for some paper and pen. Mr. Yamazaki asked me to come by. That should be enough, right? I'll just use some notebook paper. Let's see, Miss Yui. Crouching in the doorway, I ran my pen across the page. I brought the class notes at Mr. Yamazaki's behest. Everyone has been worried about you. Sorry about barging into your apartment. Please don't forget to lock your door from now on. As I was reading the note, I sensed a presence in front of me. Till just a moment ago, this house had no signs of human life in it, but now I could feel someone standing directly ahead. Standing and looking down at me. Eh? Fidgeting nervously, I put down my pen. I raised my head slowly and saw a white, slender ankle. What? Whoa. Shocked, I shot my head up in there. Standing before me was Miss Yui. Okay, Miss Yui. Miss Yui? Yeah, are you okay? Yeah, what? She was looking right at me, but she seemed decidedly out of sorts. Her hair looked disheveled, her gaze was unsteady, and her pajamas were in complete disarray. She was like a completely different person from the usual camped educator we'd come to know and love. Miss Yui, I'm so sorry to have entered your apartment without any permission here. I stood up frantically and held out the note I'd been writing. But... Yeah? Miss Yui was just standing there, stupefied, with a completely vacant expression on her face. Miss Yui, I called out to her as gently as I could. But... Okay, she was really dazed. She seemed almost like a ghost. Miss Yui, what happened to you? What the fuck? I had a sudden uneasy feeling, worried. I walked up to Miss Yui, grabbed her shoulders, and tried to snap her out of it by shaking her. But instead... Oh, okay, she's coughing, or what the hell is going on here? What? Oh, this just seemed like to make her cough. Oh, it's okay. She's got a really bad cold. Is that what's happening? Probably. Hey, Miss Yui. These were wet, productive coughs, and spit was shooting out of Miss Yui's mouth with each one. I frantically tried to shield my face from the spray, but my reaction time wasn't quick enough. I put a hand to her cheek and found it thick with slimy films of saliva. Oh, she's really sick, damn it. Are you okay, Miss Yui? She can't even talk, like what the hell? Miss Yui hopped back a little and then fell to her knees with a thud. She had completely sprawled out in the walkway, moaning and groaning the whole time.
Sensei.
Miss Yui. Wiping the sputterings from my own face, I leaned over and took a better look at hers. Oh, it's so bad, but what the hell? It was bright red. Strained breathing, a stuffy nose, and a visibly high fever on the top of it. She was sick as could be. Oh, I'm cold. Okay, cold, but you're dripping with sweat. It's cold. I thought maybe her sweat had cooled her down, but then realized these halved pajamas certainly weren't doing her any favors. With heart pounding a mile a minute and face red as a traffic light, I set about buttoning her up. Miss Yui, you know who this is, right? It's Moshida from school? Yeah. If you're cold, you need to sleep under your covers. Otherwise, you won't get any better. Oh. She absently extended her shaking arms like a zombie, slowly reopened her eyes and looked up at me. It was the gaze of a severely fevered mind. Miss Yui? Tsukaka? What? Yeah, what? What the hell is happening? What the hell is the teacher doing to me? I had nothing to do with this. Tsukasa, what the fuck? Yeah, what? Miss Yui was clinging to me tightly. I couldn't move. I was frozen in shock. He began to weep. You've come to me, Tsukasa. Yeah, who's Tsukasa? What a lovely surprise. I'm so glad you're here. Miss Yui, wait. You've got the wrong person. What? It seemed like I wasn't getting through her at all. And the sensation of her chest as she held me was making it virtually impossible to fight her grip. I was utterly powerless against this opponent. I'd never realized before just how soft a woman's chest really was. Oh god, what the hell is happening? God, am I that weak-willed? I had to remind myself that Miss Yui had me confused with someone else. Mustering all that strength I could, I gripped her arms and tried to pry them off me. But she was a lot stronger than I'd anticipated and wouldn't let me get away. I was so scared, Tsukasa. I was so scared. Scared? I never thought you'd actually come. Flustered yelp? What the hell? As she squeezed me tightly, I felt as though my upper body might collapse under the pressure of her softest parts. I was blushing uncontrollably. Miss Yui, please, let me go. What the fuck? No, I won't. Come on, Miss Yui. I struggled to wriggle free, but Miss Yui only grabbed me tighter. Our bodies were getting more and more intertwined, and every time I squirmed, Miss Yui would just pull me in even closer. Tsukasa. What? As her chest rose and fell erratically, droplets of sweat slid down into her cleavage. I could feel the heat of her fever radiating off her steadily encroaching face, as well as the shoulders I'd grabbed in an effort to push away. Stay here with me, Tsukasa, please. I'm telling you, you got the wrong person. Questions were swirling around my head. Why was Miss Yui crying? And who was this Tsukasa person? But I was the most concerned for the state of her pajamas, which had even become more disheveled during our struggle. Monsieur, your pajamas, your pants, what the hell? Yeah, they're sliding down. Oh no, pants are sliding down. This is bad, boys. This is but Sukas, you're so warm. Oh god, what the hell? Monsieur, please. Realizing that not a single word was getting through to her, I sighed recently. I'd taken care of Yuka any number of times when she's got a cold and drawn a fever, but I don't recall it ever getting this bad. Miss Yui was usually calm, collected and rational. Who would have ever imagined that a fever could leave her so thoroughly discombobulated? Miss Yui, seriously, pull yourself together. I put more strength into my resistance and finally her arms relaxed, just the tiniest bit. But her expression changed drastically. No, please. Miss Yui, I'm Satoshi Moshida. Not this Tsuk. Please don't go, please. Miss Yui was acting like a spoiled child. Slipping out of the shoes I'd still been wearing, I again drew close to her sprawled out form. There was no way I could just leave her here like this. I sure hope none of this seems too sketchy after your fever breaks. Miss Yui let out a lethargic groan, perhaps in response to my quiet murmurings. At my wit's end, I grabbed hold of her and did my best to carry her into the back room, gently wheeling her over to her unfurled futon. I then carefully laid her down, making sure I didn't drop her in the process. Then there was this matter of rebuttoning those pesky pajamas again. I hesitantly pulled up her pajama buttons and brushed away the stray hairs that were plastered to her burrow with sweat. I'd done my best to avoid seeing anything I shouldn't, but I'm a guy, so my heart was pounding the whole time. Miss Yui's pajamas were soaked through with sweat. She really might have been better off with the change of clothes altogether. But no, that would have been going way too far. Wish I could find a towel or something, so I could at least wipe some of that moisture away. Noticing a convenience store bag carelessly tossed to the floor, I glanced inside. Hey, she's already bought cold packs. Why wasn't she using them? Jeez. Miss Yui, this might be a little cold, but bear with me, okay? Alright, I think that will help. I placed one of the compresses on her forehead and pulled the covers over her. Miss Yui appeared almost instantly relieved. She exhaled contently, and her breathing became more relaxed. Finally, she was asleep. Sigh. Oh? Even in sleep, Miss Yui seemed to be suffering. Oh, Monet, were you worried about your master? I don't blame you. When Mr. Yamazaki said she was sick, I had no idea it would be this bad. Monet had coiled up on my legs without me noticing. I began absent-mindedly speaking to him. He meowed in response, and our conversation ended there, as my gaze was still fixed squarely on Miss Yui. So what do I do now, Miss Yui? Are you okay to be alone right now? She wasn't in any condition to respond, but Miss Yui? Miss Yui's hand had slipped from under the futon and was gently grasping my pant leg. Hey. What? Her grip was much weaker than before, but I knew I'd probably regret if I went home now. Miss Yui just seemed really lonely. Well, guess I'll settle in then. Without disturbing Miss Yui's hold of me, I took a seat beside her. For the time being, I figured I'd watch over her and make sure her condition didn't worsen. Occasionally, Miss Yui's breathing would become ragged, and she'd furrow her brow. She was in a pretty bad way. Poor thing. Wasn't there anything else I could do? I glanced quietly down the hallway. I'd noticed when I carried Monsieur here that the kitchen near the entranceway was perfectly neat and tidy. There wasn't any indication it had been used that day at all. I wonder if she'd eaten anything. Yeah. Monet's gaze shifted suddenly. I followed it and saw pet bowls laid out in the corner of the room. One dish was filled to the brim with water, and the other was piled high with dry cat food. I see someone's eating well around here, huh? Even delirious with fever, she's still taking really good care of you. But that's not good, Miss Yui. You should be thinking about your own meals first. I shook my head at the whole situation, then glanced down at Monet, who was tilting his head, as if trying to understand me. I broke into a wry smile. When I'd pulled out the cold packs, I did notice some cheap convenience store food in the back as well. I guess that was going to be your food for the day. Not exactly the best stuff to eat when you're sick. There's rice and eggs, at least. Maybe I'll make egg porridge or something. Miss Yui, may I borrow your kitchen? Yeah, what? Her face was bright red, and her half-pained, half-concerned noises provided me with no clear-cut answer to my question. Don't think I'm going to get much out of her. How about you, Monet? Do I have your permission to use the kitchen? Excellent. Okay, thank you. Monet's cries helped assuage my guilt over entering a woman's apartment and borrowing her kitchen. Not that I had any reason to feel guilty, I don't think anyway. I mean, circumstances were what they were. Still, I had this nagging sense that I should have somehow felt bad about what I was doing. Excuse me, please, Miss Yui. I'm going to need to get up. Yeah? One by one, I gently peeled off each of the fingers latched onto my pant leg. The expression on her face changed as I was doing so, from contented rest to mild annoyance, but there was nothing to indicate that she might wake up. Alright then, let's see what we can do, shall we? As I stood up, Monet meowed happily and began tagging along at my heels. Achoo, bless you. What? And Miss Yui, now resting by herself in the bedroom, let out a sudden sneeze. What the hell, man? Okay, so that's the encounter. Okay, that's a good place to end the episode, I'd say. That was a weird introduction, man, but okay, Miss Yui is pretty sick. Hopefully she recovers. But anyway, we'll see that on the next video, because I'm gonna leave it here. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below. If you actually enjoyed the video, give it a like, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. As always, I hope to see you again.